Hi, my name is Jim. This is for our assignment in American history using some media. This is a picture of Christ Church in Philadelphia. There's two pictures here, same one. And it was founded in 1695 as a condition of William Penn's charter. It was originally known as the Nation's Church. The current building goes all the way back to 1744 and has been called the finest American church. The steeple was placed on top in 1754. Today, Christ Church is a privately managed historical site, and it is an official component of the Independence National Historical Park. And it is still an active Episcopalian parish that conducts worship services every Sunday, as well as the daily talks and the tours. It houses a lot of great archives. One of those is Thomas Bray's rare book collection, and in that collection that was given to the church in the 18th century by Thomas Bray, it has 296 Bibles as well as commentaries and hundreds of sermons. It also has a new organ. I want you to listen to this. It's just a few seconds long. But this is the kind of music that you would hear if you went into a service back in the 1700s in this church.
And the sounds of a new organ are echoing off the walls of Christ Church in Philadelphia. This mechanical action organ was dedicated today after being incorporated into the original case, which dates all the way back to 1837. The organ contains more than 3,000 pipes, took 2 years to construct in Massachusetts. It is the only organ of its kind in Philadelphia.
So that kind of music would probably frighten a lot of people today, or at least cause them to go to sleep. Here's some famous people who were members of the Christ Church: Francis Hopkinson, George Ross, Dr. Benjamin Rush, who's the father of American psychiatry. You'll notice that all three of these were signers of the Declaration of Independence. There was also Major William Jackson, Commodore William Bainbridge, who was the commander of Old Ironsides, Joseph HIUS, and he was also a signer of the Declaration of Independence. And of course, the most famous one is Benjamin Franklin. George Washington, Betsy Ross, all of these attended this church from time to time. Benjamin Franklin was a member of this church. And of course, we know him as different types of having different things: a scientist, philosopher, printer, diplomat, and so forth. But he's also a signer of the Declaration and of the Constitution. There was a man there by the name of Absalom Jones. He was he was the first black man to be ordained to the Episcopalian priesthood in Christ Church here in this nation. And a lot of different things. This is the seating chart of the church. People had to sign up to where they were to sit. And I know by my studies as a pastor, I know that back in many hundreds of years ago, that sometimes churches would rent their pews out to people to bring in more money. And I'm not sure if this is the case here, but you can't hardly read these names, but they've got a way of digitizing this so that you can read some of the names that are on this ledger and be able to see who's on the back row. And I assume that maybe that might be some Baptists, because Baptists love to get on the back rows of their churches. And so this man is a man by the name of Jacob Duché, and Albert in 2014 wrote about him. He was the assistant rector, and then he became the rector. John Hancock sent him a letter advising him that the Continental Congress had chosen him to be their chaplain. But Duché had some torn feelings. Edward Dufresne and John Hancock, 1878, stated that when the British troops approached Philadelphia in 1777, Duché's timid nature made him despondent, and he decided to remain in the city and just accept whatever terms that they would give him. And on the Sunday following the occupation of the city, he officiated Christ Church and used that established form of worship, and he prayed for the king. Well, they thought that that was apostasy, and it didn't shelter him from his comrades. And as he left the door of the church, he was arrested by Sir William Howe, but he only remained in jail for one night. One of the most famous places, of course, is the graveyard. The burial ground became the final resting place of many, 4,000 members. And this is Benjamin and Deborah, and 2 of their children are buried here. You notice the pennies, and this is just in honor, they think, of the saying that Benjamin Franklin constructed, that a penny saved is a penny earned. And I really thoroughly enjoyed looking into Christ Church, and I'm going to look more into this. There's a lot of things there that are extremely interesting, and I hope you find this interesting, and it would be great to take a field trip to go and see this, and it's an eye-opener, I guarantee you. Thank you very much for listening.